Let's talk about money. In today's video, I want to share with you what I spend on a weekly basis living and working in London, which is one of the most expensive cities in the world. For some context, I work full-time in digital marketing and I live in South London. I share my room with my boyfriend and we live with another couple as well. So I'm currently paying £700 for my room. The rental market here is crazy. For London is actually a pretty good price, and that's all bills included as well. My rent and bills come to a weekly total of £175. I then also have some fixed subscriptions every month, which is my gym membership, which costs around £50, and also pay for my Spotify, which is £11 a month. I also pay £15 for my phone data. That brings my built-in weekly expenses to £194 a week. On Mondays, we are receiving our HelloFresh subscription, which I'm obviously sharing with my roommates. We usually get 4 recipes for 4 people, which costs us £58 a week, which obviously gets divided by 4. So I'm paying a weekly total of £14.50 for the HelloFresh meals. My boyfriend and I then go grocery shopping to get some snacks and some lunch and breakfast as well. We usually pay around 50 to 60 quid. This week it was around £60, which gets divided by 2, so I paid another £30. This brings us to a total of £44.50, but this also covers all the at-home meals for the week. On Tuesday I worked in a cafe and I got some food and a coffee as well. I personally think £9 is not too much for coffee and lunch, but let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm just very used to London prices. It was really nice to get out, to be honest. Every now and then I think you just need to change your location, especially as someone that works from home pretty much every day. So to me that was worth it. I then spent the rest of the day working from home and I didn't spend any further money, so I only spent £9 in total for Tuesday. On Wednesday I was also working from home and I didn't really spend any money until I got a Too Good To Go bag. I think it's such good value for money and you're also preventing food waste. So in my Too Good To Go bag I actually got 2 chocolate croissants, 1 sausage roll and a sandwich. And all of that cost me £2.80, which I think is really good value for money. And everything was pretty fresh. That basically covered my lunch. That's pretty much all I spent on Wednesday. I just continued working from home and then we had a HelloFresh meal. Thursday was an office day for me, which means I had to commute to the office. Got coffee for free in WeWork, which is pretty nice, but I still had to get some lunch. And I usually get a meal deal from Sainsbury's or Tesco, which cost me £3.50. It includes a drink, a sandwich and some crisps, which I think is a pretty good deal. And that's everything I got on Thursday, which means my total is £11.20 for the day. On Friday I went out for some drinks with my boyfriend. I had 2 ciders and they cost me £11. Did do some online shopping. It was only £45 and it's actually something I really need, which are some black trousers. So I actually feel like I did quite a productive purchase. And that brings my total of the day to £56. On Saturday I got the bus into central London, which cost me £5.60. I then walked around with my sister. We went to a vintage store, but I didn't buy anything. And then later that day we went out for dinner and we went to a place called Cockfighter, which I think is how you pronounce it. And we had 2 burgers. And we also shared some fries and some chicken bites. And with tip, I paid £39.65. I think it's actually pretty good value for money. I think it's because we didn't drink anything. With public transport, that brings my total of the day to £45.25, which I think for a Saturday is actually pretty good. On Sunday, I had a bit of a self-care day. I had breakfast at home to save some money. and then I treated myself to a takeaway coffee and just walked around in the park for a little bit. And later that day I actually felt a bit under the weather, so I was really craving a really nice and hot soup, which is why I got some takeaway. I had a really nice pho with tofu and mushrooms. It was actually exactly what I needed, so I feel very justified in my takeaway purchase. My total for Sunday was £13 and 50p, which again I think is actually pretty good. I'm pretty proud of myself, to be honest. So all in all, that brings my weekly spending to £376 and 30p. I'm not very good at maths, so if this is wrong, please don't come at me. Honestly, I actually think that's a pretty good amount for living in London, which is such an expensive city. I do have to say as well that I'm currently trying to save money because my boyfriend and I are trying to buy a flat, which you can imagine is very expensive here. But I'm really interested to know your thoughts on this amount. Is this less than you thought it would be, or is this more than you thought it would be? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!